I'm Tabetha McNeal, and you are watching The Next Up, an actor's journey to success. And today's special guest is Robert Denzel Edwards.
Come on, Tab. Come on now. Full government, as you should.
Yeah,
Yes.
exactly. So tell us about yourself, Robert.
Oh, okay, Tab. I'm Robert Denzel Edwards. I am an actor, singer, songwriter from Syracuse, New York. I graduated in 2019 and have been professionally acting since. And since quarantine, I've been writing music. I just released a song, You, on all streaming platforms, so you can go stream it right now. Yeah, and since then I'm in the studio right now recording more music, and hopefully that gets out soon. Yeah.
That's awesome. That is so cool. My first question for you, Robert, is what
Come
made you become an actor?
Ooh. Okay. So originally it started as just something to do after school in middle school. Cause it was like either you were into the performing arts or you were sporting. And like I'm not an athlete. Like I'm a gym class hero. Like I'll go hard in gym, but in terms of like after school sports and like running miles, that's not me. That's not who I was. That's not my ministry. So yeah, I did it as a hobby then, and then what made me continue to do it as a passion and professionally is just seeing the conversations that would spark between my family and friends once they would come see one of my shows. And yeah, so that conversation, how many conversations were started about topics that we wouldn't usually talk about, made me think like, hey, this is something that could make a difference. So yeah, I started doing it for that. And also, like, as a cliche, the feeling I would get from seeing my mom's face after seeing me in a show. So yeah.
It's that's my baby out there.
Exactly. The loudest one. The loudest.
The loudest one.
The loudest one.
If you hear nobody, you hear your mom.
You're going to hear my mom. And that's that.
Oh my goodness. With all of that, what made you want to venture out and start your own music?
Oh, it originally started out as me using that platform, or not even platform, but that form of storytelling to really get my feelings out. Because I have feelings. I've experienced some life. I've had some ups and downs. I've been happy. I've loved. I hated, and just really releasing that. But then as I started to like play it back, I was like, I would listen to this, like I would rock with this. And then like I started to show it to my friends and they were like, me too. And I was like, okay, let me just start to like slowly release stuff. And yeah, that's how we became where we are now.
That's awesome. So what was your inspiration for your song, You?
Ooh, girl. It was just a time period in college where it was like somebody was making me feel some way, and it was like it was like this feeling right now that you're seeing in front of you was how it was. I couldn't find the words to express like how I was feeling, didn't know what they was feeling, and it just was like, I am tongue twisted and I don't know how to speak to you when I see you, so I'm gonna write a song about it. And yeah.
That's cool. That is so cool. I
I
recently saw on your Instagram that you have your song on the radio.
Listen, Tab.
Look.
Tab.
Wait a minute.
That's what I said, Tab. So backstory. I released You, and everyone started supporting it, like all my friends and family, and they were like, yeah, this is cool. And I was like, okay, cool. Didn't really expect much of it. And then my uncle sent me a link for a radio competition locally in Syracuse where I talk with my hands, I'm sorry. Where they were having a competition where you submit your song and they play it in the group with the other people who are competing against you. And the listeners go to the Facebook page and they comment whether or not they liked it. And mine got the most likes, and they were like, okay, so we're gonna buy your song and we're gonna put it in our rotation. And rotation means that they're gonna consistently like play it with other music. So like I could be on after Beyonce.
Come on.
And I was like, I was like, oh my goodness, Lord, I
Yeah.
won. And yeah, so that's how I got on the radio, and I'm still on the radio, and it's like, yay, yay.
Yes.
So hopefully this
Oh,
isn't the only time that it happens, y'all.
yes. Congratulations, man. Because I was like,
Thank
I
you, Tab.
just see this. Like, come on, superstar.
Listen, Tab, I'm trying. I'm trying really hard, Tab. No
That
days
is
off.
so cool. Right. So,
Mhm.
what has been the most important thing you've learned about yourself during this quarantine?
Ooh, Tab. Um, hmm. I guess it would be not to tell myself I can't do something before I actually try to do it.
Yeah, you
Because,
want to
like,
repeat that one more time?
not,
Because it's almost Sunday.
not to tell myself that I can't do something before I try to do it.
That's a word.
Like, exactly, right? Bless God. Amen. Bless God. But like during the process of me going back and forth about releasing you, it
Hmm.
was a battle between myself and myself. And I was like, myself said, and I was, I just was like, is this like something that people are going to enjoy?
Right.
And I came to the conclusion that that's not why I'm releasing music. It's to, of course, make people feel some type of way, but also to tell my story
Hmm.
and to tell the things I've gone through in a form that gets to people. So yeah, it's my ministry.
I like that. I like that. That's so
Come
cool.
on now.
So, as a Black man in theater and
Mhm.
now in the music industry, what are some things you would like to see changed?
Ooh, in the theater industry,
Hmm.
I would like to see more accountability with just everything that's going on and everything that has happened. As a Black man, I've been in spaces where I didn't always feel seen or
Right.
heard. And as sometimes I was the only person of color within a situation, I didn't really feel like they actually cared about how I was feeling.
Mhm.
And yeah, I would just like to see more accountability about actions, more accountabilities about the changes that people they're taking, and to reflect how they actually feel about us
Right.
within the industry. Does that make sense?
Yes, no, it does. Yeah.
Gotcha. And in terms of like the music industry, um, I haven't really been here for a while. Like this is my day 3 on in here. Um, but I think just more opportunities for BIPOC independent artists to
Yeah.
be showcased. Um, and I could be totally wrong, and it could be up on my part not doing enough extensive research, but I haven't really seen any real like major opportunities to submit for.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think
Even getting your opportunity on being on the radio, it's just kind of like you don't see that everywhere.
exactly,
So
exactly.
that's so great. Um, you have been on the virtual theater, you know,
I have to.
gang since
I have.
quarantine. So
Yes.
how is all of that working out for you? How does that process go for you?
Um. It was definitely a different platform. It was a different
Right.
platform, so it took some getting used to. And I can say now that I'm not even fully used to it yet. It's a different set of skills that you have to exercise.
Hmm.
I was fortunate enough to be cast in 3 different productions since quarantine started, and each time I was able to like reflect and like, hey, what went left? What could we have done better? And how can we grow? So yeah, it's always going to be a growing process. But in terms of what I do to like prepare for it, the same steps that I would do to prepare for a live theater
Right.
gig. Just like getting connected with the character, knowing my given circumstances, and just really. The one thing I would say though is with virtual theater, you have to really hold on tighter to those given circumstances because you're not physically with another person to really like play off of and
Hmm.
really like physically be in the moment. So you have to create something that's going to get you there quick.
Yeah.
Not even quick, but get you there so that you are telling the story that needs to be told through this platform. Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, it does. It does. So, next question. Um, in terms of your music, where do you see that going for yourself?
I see myself continuing to create.
Mhm.
I'm gonna drop more bops. I'm gonna uh, showcase more artists that I feel don't have a large platform, and I think
Mhm.
just not even deserve, but I would like to see on a higher platform, and just continue to put my music out there and hopefully inspire someone else to do the same.
Yeah, that
Um,
is so cool. In every one of my interviews, I always say that, your purpose is connected to someone else's. So someone else seeing you right now, Robert, is like, I can make music,
Come on, well,
you
hey,
know?
you can do it. You can
So
do it.
I love that. Um, let's go back to you just being this amazing actor, right?
Stop, Tab. Thank you, Tab.
What are some roles that you maybe want to originate or star in?
Listen, Tab. It may seem silly, but I've been saying this since forever that I would love to be in a revival of Shrek and play Donkey. Like I feel
Yeah.
like that's like my niche. That's like so effortless. I
Mhm.
feel would and it would be so much fun. I would love to do that. Also, um, ooh, Tab, that's a great question. What
Be
are some
trying.
other? Yes, I would love to be Collins in Rent. Um,
Yes.
yeah, right. Yes,
Mm.
Harpo in The Color Purple. Somebody, anybody, come on.
I can
Harpo in
see
The
it.
Color Purple.
I can see
That's
it.
like a dream. That is a dream role.
Mhm.
Yeah. So those are like my. I'm holding on to these. I would like to originate a story about I don't know a young black boy navigating this world,
Okay.
and Viola Davis would be my mom in it. I'm just saying, come on,
Yeah.
please. Yeah, and Denzel Washington
I
could be
was
my
really about
dad.
to say that. I was like, Denzel Washington gonna be your dad, right?
Exactly. And Tabitha Brown could be my aunt. I'm telling you, I'm casting and speaking it into existence. It's gonna
Please,
happen.
yeah.
It's gonna happen.
So you're working on a full-length project. Can you give us a little snippet of what that is?
Snippet? What do you mean snippet? Tab?
A
Um,
little taste.
a little tape.
Little taste.
Um, do Tab. I'm writing. I'm
Yes.
recording.
How
It's gonna
many
be
songs
great.
are we getting?
We're trying to do 10. We're trying to do
Oh,
10.
okay.
And if it falls, I want to make sure that it's stuff that I'm happy to be out in the world. So
Right.
if it falls less than 10, it's going to fall less than 10 and y'all going to enjoy whatever y'all get because it's going to be great. That's
Yes.
the goal. But right now, yeah, like last week I recorded 4 songs and they're in the process of being mixed and sent out to the artists that I want to be on it. So yeah,
Yeah.
we're working hard. We're trying to
That's
work hard.
awesome. Are we getting a music video for you anytime soon?
You got music video money, Tab?
I
Cause
don't
Tab, because I came into this. I was
I'm
like, yeah,
just
I'm gonna do it.
saying, you on the radio now. I'm
Exactly, Tab.
like,
I'm just saying that like I came into it. I was like, I'm gonna do the song. I'm gonna do a music video. But God and my finances had other plans. So that's one of the main things about being an independent artist is like you got to fund your own
yeah.
projects.
And how
So
is that for
that's
you being an independent artist? Getting the right people. How important is your team to you?
So it's extremely important, Tab. It's extremely important to me. And one of the main things I've been blessed to have happen is like I've been looking out for people for like over 2 years. Like, hey, I would love to collaborate with this person. Let me save them under this and make
Mhm.
sure that I know like in the future when I have something that needs somebody, I reach out to them. And I've been lucky enough to have those people agree to be on my project. So
That's
it's
so
like
cool.
this is great, just amazing. It's taking a turn. It's taking a
That's
great turn.
awesome. That's awesome.
Hmm.
So, what has been the most important advice that you've gotten as an actor?
Oh, you are enough. You are enough.
Okay.
My voice and body teacher has like this long sheet of paper under the clock that says you are enough, and it really helped me because like as a Black actor entering white spaces, it's kind of like, do I need to put on something to be at a certain level to make them feel comfortable?
Mm,
And it's like, no, what I have inside of me is enough to do this job. And once I started to like really believe it, I started to see more like success, not even success in terms of like, oh, I got this lead role and I'm successful and I got all the praises, but like success and, hey, I'm doing work that I'm proud of.
yeah.
So like once I started to truly believe that I am enough and bringing myself to the room 100%, that really shifted the way things went and started getting me um, into doors that
Hmm.
God continuously opens.
Yeah, that is wow.
Yeah.
It's not even Sunday, y'all. We just
Look,
dropping.
you better praise them.
we
We
just
got praise
dropping.
them.
We just dropping words. So, how important is your craft right now, especially during quarantine? How important is continuing to be an actor and a musician?
It's extremely important to me.
Hmm.
It's extremely important because it's the one thing that I have that I can hold on to and like tangibly grip,
Yeah.
and like it doesn't have to be up the next day. It's something that I can continuously work on and perfect and
Hmm.
practice. Like nothing is ever perfect in my mind. Like nothing is ever going to be without flaw.
Right.
But I'm able to work to a point where I feel like this is something I can put out to the world without a deadline
Yeah.
or like a solid like, hey, this needs to be here at this time. So like that's one of the things quarantine has given me is the time to really do things on my own time.
Hmm. How important it is for you to kind of um, believe in yourself, especially right now where people are putting out all these projects. How important it is for you to know that you're worth something, and how do you feel kind of putting out your content all the time?
So one of the main things I try to not do is like stare into someone else's lane. Like
Yeah,
say, hey, this person is releasing this on this. I wonder how theirs is gonna be compared to mine. Because it's
right.
like two separate things. But it's extremely important to me that I know that I'm worth the time and I'm worth the effort because it like again, it's just like my project is my project. If I don't focus on it, nobody else is gonna focus on it. So I have to know that I'm worth the time. I'm worth the effort to make sure that this is good. And this
Hmm.
is worthy of me claiming it, basically. So yeah,
That is wow. That is awesome. So, important question.
come on.
Where do you see yourself in 5 years with all
Yeah.
these hats that you about to wear right now? Because you're an actor, you got to be a music producer.
Listen, child. Listen, child. That is, in 5 years, I hope to be continuing to create
Mhm.
and use my lane to make way for other people to come behind me and their jobs not be harder than mine, but easier.
Yeah,
I want to continue to be inspiring people in 5 years. I want to be book busy and blessed. I
yeah,
want I see myself just continuing to be a ray of sunshine in darkness.
yes.
Yeah.
Well, let me go weep in the bushes because
Come on. Come on, Tab.
that is so awesome. I think you know what? I think I got some more questions for you.
Come on.
Um, how important is family right now to you?
Tab, it's so important because I'm so close to them. Like, one of the things quarantine took away from me is like my own space in a way, because
Yeah.
like before quarantine, I was like acting in different cities and having like my own space like as an adult. And
Hmm.
then I decided to move back home, and just like if nothing's going on, I'm gonna save money. um but yeah, it took away my space, but it gave me so much more appreciation for my family.
Mm.
So family is so important to me, because it's like if no one's there for me, I can count on my family and God.
Yeah,
So yeah, my family is extremely important to me.
I love that. I love that. Let's talk about your regional theater status, huh?
I can't have.
You,
I can't.
how is that? I think people really need to know, like, is it hard? Is like what goes on in regional theater?
So it's definitely not easy. It's
Hmm.
definitely not something you can just slack off in. It's a professional setting in which you need to hold yourself to a professional standard,
Right.
and it's just take that as you will. But yeah, it's I've enjoyed it. I've really enjoyed it. I've gotten the opportunity to work with a lot of talented, amazing individuals who
Hmm.
have not only pushed me to want to be better for myself, but also pushed me to like want to do more theater. and
Yeah.
and then like seeing them in their process has really allowed me to learn more about myself. So doing regional theater it has been a light, and I've been fortunate enough to work at an equity house and be booked there, and seeing the people who come in through there, it's just like groundbreaking stuff. Like
Yeah.
their process and seeing them work through it, it's just like, wow, y'all better go ahead. So yeah, did
That's
that answer your question? Like what?
no, yeah, no, it did.
Okay.
What has been your favorite role to play?
Being in Kinky
Okay.
Boots at the Hangar Theater
Yes.
was has been my favorite role so far. And I was in the ensemble, so it was
Hmm.
like a lot of work. It was a lot of work, and it was a lot of learning, and it was a lot of fast-paced learning.
Yeah.
And it's been my favorite experience so far, because like I said, seeing how people work and seeing how people navigate their processes. And I was just surrounded by so many amazing people, like my big brother Darius Harper. Amazing, just amazing.
That's wow. You know what? You're amazing, Robert.
Thank you,
We are
Tab.
winding down to the last question. And
I'm ready, Tab.
what is your word of advice to any Black men that are actors right now? If you could tell them anything to encourage them, what would that be?
I think I would say, don't be afraid to make a seat at a table that there's not currently a seat for you at.
Wait a second.
I,
Let me go.
no, yeah, just don't be afraid to demand space.
Hmm.
Cause like I've been in situations where I was afraid to take up space and afraid to demand that I have a seat at that table, because I didn't want to seem angry, and I didn't want to seem like I wasn't deserving of where I was.
Yeah.
And it's just like you you have to realize that you've gone through the same steps, the same process, not even the same process, but like the same steps to get where you are as most people. So what makes you think that you're not deserving of a spot at the same table? So yeah, just fight for that spot at the table, and make sure that you are seen and heard, and your feelings are validated.
Well, y'all, gems. You hear me? All the gems. I just want to thank Robert Denzel Edwards
Come on,
Because
Tab.
I'm
Come
gonna
on.
say
I
his
love
full
it.
government all the time now.
Come on.
Um,
Yes.
you gonna see him at all the Grammys, okay?
Fingers crossed. If it's God's will, amen.
Look,
Come on, God.
yeah. Let's just say he gonna be an EGOT. I'm just speaking now.
Come on, Tab. If it happens, Tab, I'm gonna send you this interview, and I'm like, Tab, look, we made it.
Oh yeah,
We made it, Tab.
watch me fully fall out. I'll be
I
like,
said,
yo.
when it happens.
Thank
When
you.
it happens, Tab.
Yeah, you know what? We changed the language around here. It says when it happens because you know where I'll be at the food table. But you know what? But I'll be there. I'll be there. I just want to come for the food and you. That's it.
Come on, Tab. I love the support. I love the support.
That's all I'm coming for. Again, you guys, I am Tabetha McNeal. You are watching The Next Up with my amazing special guest, Robert Denzel Edwards. We'll see you guys in the next episode. Bye, guys.
Every day I can't find the words I want to say, and when I do, I know I'm probably much too late. And when I see you walking round, my whole heart's turned upside down.